Our parsha this week, Parshas Emor, details the mitzvah central to these weeks, Sfiras HaOmer. Usfartem lachem sheva shabosei tmimis. You shall count 7 complete weeks. There is an important halachic analysis about the core of this commandment. Do we look at these 7 weeks as one mitzvah, one unit, or as 49 separate mitzvahs? The obvious ramification is, what happens if we forget to count one day? If it's one unit of 7 weeks, we've lost it. But if each day is unique, we can still count tomorrow. By the way, the halachic compromise in this case is that we should continue counting, but without a bracha. But that's all in the academic element of this question. Today I'd like to look at this concept as a guide for our spiritual growth. There's actually a virtue in both opinions, in the daily mitzvah, in the individual step, and also in the totality of the mitzvah, the grand scene. The great chassid, Mendel Futterfass, spent many years in a Siberian gulag for the crime of spreading Judaism in communist Russia. He would often tell the story about the day the officers notified the inmates that they would be staging a makeshift circus to honor some important visiting guests. There was one prisoner who had actually been a circus performer, and he promised to perform a tightrope walk. So they set up a high wire, and at the appointed time, everyone watched with bated breath as this guy climbed the tall pole to the suspended rope. His first steps were soft and timid, but within a few seconds it all came back to him. With his hands twirling around, he glided across the rope to the pole at the other end, doing several stunts along the way. The crowd loved it. When he came down, Mendel, who always tried to learn a lesson in serving God from everything he experienced, even in that dark place, went over to this man and asked him, "What's the trick to this performance?" The man told him, "The primary rule of the circus, of the tightrope walking, is as follows. Never watch your individual steps. Keep your focus steady on the end goal, and your feet will just carry you there." The same is true for each of us. On the one hand, we make progress one step at a time, one day at a time. Too much too soon can be counterproductive. It can break us. On the other hand, it would be a pity to be satisfied with mere baby steps. Let's set our eyes on the greater goal, to fulfill our complete potential. Wishing you and yours a Shabbat Shalom u'Mivarach.